A new dawn for Alexandria. A Dungeons & Dragons adventure. Session 7. And then there were 4. The battle raged within the dilapidated walls of the Pigeon Plucker's hideout. Rune, through his faithful spark, unleashed a torrent of chilling magic, striking down the bandits as they streamed from the building. Mamak, seizing the opportunity, delivered swift and decisive blows, his fists and blades a whirlwind of righteous fury. One by one, the Pigeon Pluckers fell, their cries echoing through the crumbling halls. Titus, battered and bloody, his strength waning, stumbled back towards the dining room, seeking Arcane's healing touch. Arcane, his own wounds still fresh, nevertheless prioritized his comrade's survival. He channeled his magical energy, mending Titus's broken body, ensuring the barbarians' continued presence in their desperate fight. Left alone to defend the flank, Iluvatar, his heart pounding, his mind racing, called upon the divine powers that coursed through him. He pleaded for strength, for a miracle to turn the tide of battle. And lo, his plead was answered. A surge of raw magic erupted from within him, coalescing into a devastating eldritch blast. A wave of dark energy washed over the advancing Pigeon Pluckers, their cries of surprise and pain mingling with the crackling of arcane power. Iluvatar's desperate gambit bought precious time for Arcane to complete Titus's healing, but the respite was short-lived. The Pigeon Pluckers, though momentarily stunned, rallied and pressed their attack, their crossbows and blades thirsting for vengeance. Then, tragedy struck. In the chaos of battle, a stray crossbow bolt, fired in haste and desperation, found its mark in Iluvatar's left eye. The sorcerer crumpled, his life's blood staining the dusty floor, his vibrant spirit extinguished in an instant. This is why it is still said today in courts of justice within Alexandria, by Iluvatar's left eye, I swear it. An invocation of Iluvatar's sacrifice and the piercing gaze that was lost in that sacrifice. The Pigeon Pluckers, aghast at their own unintended act, their bloodlust momentarily forgotten, retreated into the building, leaving Iluvatar's lifeless form behind. Titus and Arcane, oblivious to the unfolding tragedy, rushed to rejoin Mamak and Rune, who continued their relentless assault on the compound. It was only when the remaining heroes regrouped that they realized Iluvatar's absence. A chilling dread gripped their hearts as they raced back to the dining room, only to find their friend and companion lying still, his eye staring blankly into the ceiling. Mamak, with a heavy heart, carried Iluvatar's body out into the courtyard, laying him gently upon the new spring grass. The setting sun casting long shadows, painting the scene in hues of sorrow and loss. Grief turned to rage, and the heroes stormed back into the building, their thirst for vengeance burning bright. But they found a scene of unexpected carnage. The remaining Pigeon Pluckers lay dead, victims of their own leader's wrath. It seemed their failure to eliminate the heroes had sealed their fates, their lives sacrificed to cover their leader's escape. With their quarry gone, the heroes turned their attention to the Pigeon Pluckers' treasure room. 3 chests laden with ill-gotten gains awaited them there. Arcane, ever cautious, warned of the danger of mimics, those deceptive creatures that disguise themselves as treasure chests. He fired an arrow into one, confirming its authenticity, then moved to claim its contents. Mamak, however, unheeding the warning, rushed towards the central chest. In a flash, the leftmost chest sprang to life, revealing its true nature as a mimic indeed. A fierce struggle ensued, but Mamak's fists and arcane scimitar proved too much for the poor creature. With the compound secured and the mimic vanquished, the heroes claimed their spoils. Mamak, ever mindful of their mission, carved the symbol of Solara into the walls, a mark of Hunhu's influence. Arcane followed suit, branding the fallen pigeon plucker's armor with the same symbol. As Arcane, Rune, and Titus returned to Iluvatar's side, Mamak set the building ablaze, a final act of defiance against the pigeon pluckers and their cowardly leader. The flames roared, consuming the structure, a pyre for the fallen and a symbol of our hero's victory. Mamak, his grief palpable, lifted Iluvatar's body and, with a heavy heart, began the journey back through the city's winding alleys, his destination unknown. Arcane, Rune, and Titus, speechless with their own sorrow, followed their grieving companion, their footsteps echoing in the twilight. And so, my lords, my ladies, we leave our heroes for today, and Iluvatar for now. His memory, a beacon of courage and selflessness, shall forever illuminate our hearts. May we all strive to emulate his virtues, to live our lives in pursuit of truth and in service to others. May we honor his sacrifice with sacrifices of our own, placing the needs of our companions above our own desires. With that, I bring this chapter of our tale to a close. Join me tomorrow as we continue the saga of a new dawn for Alexandria.